Hello, how are you all? Welcome everyone to your channel, Mary Tajitos. I'm Mary, and in this class, I want to share with you the detailed step-by-step of this beautiful bag. It's an elegant bag, very affordable and easy to make. We will be making it with single crochet stitches, simple stitches, and slip stitches. Look how beautiful the result is. I invite you to stay with me until the end of the class. Enjoy the process and put it into practice. If that's the case, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment as a sign of appreciation. And if you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed yet, I invite you to do so and also activate the notification bell so that YouTube lets you know every time we upload a new tutorial video. Let's continue with the list of materials, followed by the step-by-step instructions. For this project, we will need the following materials. You can get the hardware and accessories at your online store, Tote and Sumos. In the description of this video, I'll leave you the link to their shopping page. We are going to use scissors, 80 centimeters of chain, a 3.5 millimeter knitting needle. This one will be for hiding the yarn. A 5.5 millimeter knitting needle. This will be our main needle. Measuring tape, a magnetic clasp with spaces for sewing, 2 lobster rings with a diameter of 2 centimeters, and a personalized plate with the channel's name. This one is optional. For the t-shirt yarn, I will be using a skein. This one weighs about 1 kilogram. It's feather lycra t-shirt yarn in beige tone, and it's from Pollock Supplies. This one has a strand that's 2 centimeters wide. It's a very soft t-shirt yarn to work with. I won't be using all of it. In the video description, I'll leave you the exact amount that I'll be using for this project. We'll begin by making the bag's body in a triangle shape, using single crochet and increased stitches. You can replace this material with whatever you have available. You can use silk cord, PIP cord, macrame thread, or flat cord. What you need to keep in mind is that the measurements will vary depending on the thickness of the material you use. Let's start by making a magic ring. We pass the needle under the first strand with the tip facing down. Take the second one, bring it to the back, and from here we twist the needle. We have a little loop on the hook, and we take the second strand again, and we thread it through the loop. Here we have our starting stitch to begin working 5 single crochets inside the circle. We insert the hook into the circle, yarn over, and pull up to the height of the loop that's on the hook. Yarn over again and pull through both loops. Here we've already completed our first stitch. We insert the hook again and make the second one, third, fourth and fifth stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We make a turning chain, and here we're going to pull the short strand a little to start closing the circle, like this. We'll close it a little more later on. So here we're going to turn the piece, and now we'll start working on round number 2. In this round, we're going to start the increases, and we'll insert the hook into the center of the second chain. Notice that the first one is the turning chain, and here is where we'll make the stitches. In every round, we're going to work. Taking the top loop of the chain, we insert the hook into the second chain, and this is where we start the increase. We're going to make 2 stitches in this same stitch. We have one, we insert the hook again, and we complete the second one. We go through the center of the next one and make a single stitch. And here, in the third chain, we're going to work a triple increase. That means we're going to insert the hook 3 times into that same stitch. Here we have the first one, we go through again, and we make the second stitch here. In this second stitch, we are going to place a marker. We pass the needle through again, and here we complete the third stitch. We pass the needle through the center of the next stitch, and we make a simple stitch. Here, in the last stitch, we are going to work the increase just like we did at the beginning. We make 2 stitches. 1, and 2. We let it fall from this height. And here we have finished the second round with a total of 9 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We work an increase of 2 stitches at the beginning, followed by a single stitch, and here we make a triple increase, placing the marker in the center of the increase. We make a single stitch and finish with an increase of 2 stitches. So here we turn the piece, and we're going to start the third row. We insert the needle in the center of the second chain and make an increase of 2 stitches. One and 2. We work single crochet until we reach the stitch where the marker is. We remove the marker, and here we make 3 stitches. 1. In the second one, we place the marker again. Now we complete the third stitch. We'll work single stitches up to the last stitch. We've reached the last stitch. Here, we're going to make the increase just like we did at the beginning. We insert the needle and make the first stitch here. We insert it again and complete the second one. We make a turning chain, and here we finish the third row. And look how the piece is already starting to take the shape of a triangle. Here we work an increase of 2 stitches at the beginning and 1 at the end. Here in the center, where the marker is, we make an increase of 3 stitches. And this is how the whole process will go. You always start with an increase of 2 stitches. Where the marker is, a triple increase. And you finish with an increase of 2 stitches. Here we have a total of 13 stitches. We turn the piece and now start row number 4. We insert the needle in the center of the second chain and make the increase of 2 stitches. Work single stitches up to the stitch before the marker. At the marker, we increase by 3 stitches. Here in the second one, we place the marker again. And we continue working single stitches until we reach the last one, where we will make the increase. We increase here. We make a chain stitch in the air. We finish round number 4 with 17 stitches. Here we turn the piece, and now we start round number 5, working the increase stitch in the second chain. Single crochet. We make an increase. single crochet. We're going to make the last stitch. Here we work the increase. We make a turning chain and finish round number 5 with 21 stitches. In this way, we will continue working all the rounds until we reach the desired height. Here, you decide how big you want the piece. If you want it very big, you keep working, or if you want it smaller, then you do fewer rounds. I will continue and then show you what height and how many rounds we are going to do. I have already finished the height, and this is how your piece should be looking. Look at how the triangle looks. It's quite big. And the stitches are very even, well organized, and all the same size. Look how it turned out. Here, I worked a total of 20 rounds. I'll show you how to identify them. See how the piece is divided by ridges? Each ridge is 2 rounds. Here we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I'm going to give you the measurements. The length ended up being 52 centimeters. In height, 29 centimeters. To make the bag a little bigger, continue making the rows following the sequence, which is an increase in the first and last stitch, followed by single crochet, and in the center of the piece, you make an increase of 3 stitches. Here, in row number 20, I finished with a total of 81 stitches. Now, let's shape the piece so we can start sewing the bag. We're going to do it this way. We take both ends and join them here in the center. Look, as if we were making an envelope. We take the tip and bring it here to the front. This way, we're going to work on what will be the seam. Look at how it should be turning out. Here, you choose which side you want to be on the outside or on the inside. Look, here I'm going to take the stitches that are right side out and leave them on the inside, so that when I finish the seam, I can turn the bag inside out. So here we arrange everything very well. And we cut a strand here to do the seam. We position ourselves here at the last stitch. Look, it's an increase. Now here, we make a chain stitch in the air and pull out the strand. For the seam, we're going to use a yarn needle. Now we arrange the piece very well, making sure one stitch is facing the other, and that's it. And we will be passing the needle. See, here we have the complete chain. We pass through the strand that's on top. Here. Here. And on this side, see that there's the chain. We're only going to take the strand that's on top, this one here. We pass the needle here, where the marker is. See that it's the center of the 3 stitches? This is where the increase is. We go from front to back. We pass the needle right here next to it, in the next stitch, through the strand that's on top and into the stitch that's right in front. Here. We arrange it here very well. Now we pass the needle through the strand that's right next to it and into the stitch that's in front. We tighten, pass it through the next one and the one that's in front. We'll make the last stitch here. And now we're going to hide this strand underneath the stitches. We cut the strand and hide it very well. And this is how you're going to hide all the strands in this project. Here's how our seam turned out. Now, we'll repeat the process on this side, but I'll show you how to start. Take a new strand and place yourself here in the first chain. Look here, where you can see. Here you're going to pass the needle under the stitch, here in the back, to make it stronger. Pass it under the little ridge. Here, under the little ridge that's behind the stitch, and come out here in the center of the chain. Leave a strand here to hide at the end, and here you're going to pass the needle through this side in the first stitch. Here. You should come out here, where the marker is, right there. You can remove the marker from here. Arrange the strand very well. Pass it under the next chain, here. And in the one that's in front, here on this side, tighten it very well here. They go under this side and in the one that's in front. See how here we have the beginning, and over here we continue the process. Here, under the strand and the one that's in front. We continue sewing. When finished, we hide and cut the strand. I finished the seam. I hid the strand here under the stitches. And this is how our bag is starting to take shape. Look how pretty it's starting to look. Now let's hide this strand. We adjust it well here. Now let's turn the piece over. We organize the bag well. so that we have one stitch facing the other, because now we're going to work a round of single crochet. But first, here at the ends, we're going to place a marker. Look, right here on the stitch. Here in this corner. We pick up yarn, and now we're going to work single crochet all along the edge of the piece. We're going to do this here where the two strands are. See here, we have two strands, a ridge, two strands, a ridge. We pass the hook under the two strands. Here we make a stitch. Over here where the ridge is, we go underneath. Where the two strands are. Here, on this side, where the ridge is. Here we make a stitch, right here where the two strands are. Here. We begin stitching on the seam side. See here. We start from this side. We leave a little bit of yarn to hide under the stitches. Here, we make a single crochet here. We hide the yarn. We pass it under the little ridge. We give it height and make the next stitch here. Here, under the two strands. Look, here is the little ridge. We pass underneath. Here in the center. Down here under the two strands. Here we are already reaching the point where the marker is. And look, here we need to make a single crochet, and on this side as well. So what we're going to do here is take the piece like this and move the marker inside. We skip 1, 2, 3 stitches and now pass the needle under the ridge. Here on this side. We pass it here. We're already getting to the point where the marker is. Here, we're going to skip 3 points. At the point where the little hill is, right here where the marker is, there are 2 strands. And next to them, look, there's a little hill. So we're going to make the last stitch here in these 2 strands. Here we adjust. Move the marker inside and make the next stitch here. Here, where the 2 strands are, it's by the little hill. We tighten it there very well and close. Let's Let's do the last stitches. We pass the needle beneath the small bump. Here, beneath the 2 strands. Under the last little bump. Here, we have already finished the round. See how this single crochet round looks. Here, we made a total of 33 stitches, counting the closing stitch. So here, how are we going to do the closing? We're going to do it continuously, because now we're going to work slip stitches. So, for the closing, we're going to insert the hook into the center of the first complete chain. Look, here, we go through the center, yarn over. We move it up and raise it. We're going to slip the first one into the one we already had like this. And here, we've made our first slip stitch. Then we pass the needle through the center of the next chain. We yarn over, we have 2, here we slip, and into the center of the next one. Note, we keep the height at the level of the small loop on the hook. We're going to make the last slip stitch, and now we continue with the second round. Notice that we're doing it continuously. We go through the center of the next one. See that this is where we started the stitches. We're going to keep working the rounds with slip stitch until we complete about 4 or 5 rounds, depending on how tall you want the bag to be from here on. I'm going to continue, and then I'll show you how many rounds we're going to finish with. I finished the slip stitch rounds. I worked a total of 4 rounds. And look at how the edge of the piece looks. If you want it to be a little wider, keep working the slip stitch rounds until you reach the desired height. I'm going to stop here, and look, I'm about to finish so I can close it. We cut the yarn here. We pull it out. Look, I made the last stitch here on this side. Here we started the round with a slip stitch, and here I left this stitch. Let's do the closing. We pass the needle under the second chain, here. We place the yarn and move it to the back. We pass the needle through. In the center of the last chain, from back to front, we yarn over and pull it to the back. We take here. Very good. Look how we have made the closure. See that you can't notice the difference. Now let's hide the yarn on the back, just like we did before. I finished hiding the yarn, and this is how the edge with slip stitch turned out. When working them, try to keep the height at the little loop on the hook so all your stitches are the same size and even. Also, try not to make them too tight so the opening of the bag doesn't shrink too much. Now we're going to attach the magnetic clasp. This part is very simple. You'll do it as if you were sewing on a button. Take the thick part of the clasp, position the piece carefully, and center it. Here. Make sure it's in the center. After you have the clasp well positioned in the center, take nylon and a needle and pass it through the center. Here, in this space, back and forth, as many times as necessary, until the clasp is well secured. Repeat the process in each of the spaces. Let's attach the other clasp piece. We arrange the piece very well. And here on this side, we're going to sew it just like we did the previous one. We finished by making the 3 little knots and hiding the thread. I finished putting on the clasp. Look how snug it is. Now we're going to add the rings. You can also put the chain on double. It looks much prettier. We finished the whole process of the bag. I'm going to show you the result. Look how pretty it is. It's a modern, elegant bag, very easy to make and quite affordable. I used 480 grams of material for it. I'm going to give you the height measurements. It ended up being 20 centimeters wide at the top, 16 centimeters wide at the base, 29 centimeters. Thank you for joining me throughout the whole process. I hope you enjoyed it and that you put it into practice. If so, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment as a sign of appreciation. This may seem insignificant, but it motivates me to keep sharing these wonderful lessons with you. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so YouTube lets you know every time we upload a new tutorial video. See you in the next class. God bless you. Bye.